Good day, good people. This is the HollaTheTruth podcast, brought to you by yours truly, HollaTheTruth. Giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it? What the fuck is up? Back at it again. My special guest, Miss Theresa Marie. If you know I'm triggered. But that's for those of you that know. Good morning, Miss Theresa.
Good morning.
Happy Women's Day or something.
It's Women's Month.
Women's Month?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Women's Month.
I didn't know y'all
it's
got
Pisces season.
I didn't know y'all got a whole month.
Yeah.
Because men don't have a month. So I just thought, it said it's the first day of one.
Yeah.
You right. You got it, folks. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Miss Theresa, give us some background. Tell us who you are.
Okay. So I am originally from the Bay Area. I was raised in Hayward. I was born there too. And then like around high school, I moved to the Valley. And
down in the valley with a
like Modesto area.
Oh.
Kind of.
I thought you was talking about P Valley. My bad.
Lit. They need to bring that back. That's a good show.
That's a terrible show.
Yeah, so I lived out there for about 5 years, and then I moved back to the Bay Area. Then I started going to school. I was going for just administration to get my bachelor's degree. I dropped out though. I did not graduate.
Kanye dropped out. He's a multimillionaire. Well, he used to be. I don't know what he got going on.
What else did I do? Then I got pregnant.
You got pregnant?
I got pregnant at 19. So, like, right when I dropped out of school, then I found out I was pregnant. And I had my daughter, like, 12 days before my 20th birthday. So, me and her are 12 days apart. So, her birthday is actually Monday, and then mine's on the 16th. And then, yeah, I'm not really that fascinating. I'm kind of boring.
No, because everybody has a story to tell. So, you got a story in there.
Yeah, you just got to...
We gonna draw it out real quick.
Yeah.
So what did you want for your younger self before, you ended up getting pregnant? Right.
So my original plan, honestly, was to join the Army after I graduated high school. And so I wanted to be military police. That was like my biggest thing. Like I was like in, back then it was called like the cadet program, the police cadet program. So
my foot in your ass, is that clear, dummy?
I did that. I used to take all the classes, like every course they had, like tactics classes, like defense courses. Like I would take all of that.
I'm insane when it comes to old ladies, mothers, huh? Yeah, huh? You like robbing banks, huh? You said something about my mama. And I heard you call me boy.
And that's what I wanted to do. And so it's actually crazy. So the recruiter came to my house, and my dad like met outside. He was like, "She ain't going to the Army." Like, "No, you can get back in your car. She ain't going. Like, just get out."
You think you're all hot tamales right now. I'll tell you, once you come down to the base and understand what it's really like to be somebody special, you work hard, you learn, and then you can build refrigerators and such.
Next.
And so like after that, like I never, like it was kind of hard for me to like talk with him, because every time like he wanted to come to the house or like to talk, like my dad was like, "It ain't happening. Like I'm not talking to him. You're not going to the Army." So that's when I just decided to go to school.
Harvard? Man, ain't it a lot of Richie people up there?
And the school route just wasn't for me. I just couldn't sit in those classes.
Fuck history.
Oh, that's right. Fuck history.
Yeah, fuck history.
Mr. Moses, I expect you'll be ready for your quiz tomorrow.
Where's my ass? The white man teaching black history anyway. That's some bullshit.
And then it was kind of like, I just started working, and I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna just do this. But what I wanted for myself, right, is like I wanted to go to the Army so that I could be able to travel the world. That was like my biggest thing. Yeah.
Well, you're not hindered from traveling in the world.
Right.
Because you're not in the Army.
It's just a little harder now.
Yeah.
But
it's a little bit more financial responsibility with it. But, don't deter yourself from...
It's doable. I didn't get on my first plane ride until my 26th birthday. That's the first time I got on a plane.
That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yep. I went to Miami.
Of course. Of course.
I'm out here in Miami, looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at?
That's
Going
pretty
to
much.
shake ass in Miami. Got it. So, I'm gonna ask, but you kind of answered it. Are you where you expected to be at a certain point?
No. To a certain extent, right? I feel like where I'm at, I'm doing well for myself. I'm definitely further than where I started when I first had my daughter. So I'm definitely proud of that. But I feel like there's a lot of things that I still want to accomplish. Like I have a lot of goals to meet still.
Yeah. You want to share something?
Yeah. So during the pandemic in 2020, I started doing lashes. So I took a course. I became a lash technician, right? But I kind of fell off on that because I went back to work and started working. And so I kind of want to get back up with that.
I hope you don't do your own lashes or like put lashes in, because you have beautiful eyelashes. And then they be ripping eyelashes out and shit.
I don't do my own lashes. That would be very difficult.
Get your lashes done. Good. Because
I usually use strips, but that was another part of it, right? So I was selling lashes. Like I had a lash company, right? It's called Relashed. I actually was doing pretty well, but I kind of just fell off on it. Like I was doing like lip gloss too. Like I was making lip gloss and selling lashes. So I was doing well for a while, and I just kind of fell off because it just got to be too much, like to do that and work and like be a single mom. And so now I feel like now I'm more stable. I can like pick back up where I left off and kind of like jump back into it. And then also, like I like to cook. Like I'm really good at cooking.
like top ramen and cereal.
No, like real food. Like I be getting down in the kitchen. Like for a minute, I was selling plates at work. And people, like, a lot of people were buying them, but that just, like, got to be a lot, too. Like...
Of course. And then you gotta carry it in and
yeah,
all that old shit.
That was, like, too much for me. I was like, oh, my God, how am I gonna cook for 20 people and then take all that in to that place?
Right.
Too much. So I just need to find balance. How to do all the things that I like to do.
And discipline. Because the best version of you is on the other side of discipline.
I need to work on that.
Don't we all? Is there anything you wish you would have did different?
Honestly?
Yeah.
To be honest, I wish I
would
would
be honest on the HollaTheTruth podcast. Crazy.
I wish I would have listened to people when they was like, do not get pregnant young. Like, I love my daughter to death, but I feel like had I not got pregnant at 19 and, you know, was not in a stable relationship with her father, didn't have a place to stay, barely had a car, you know, like, it was like, I didn't understand then how bringing a child into this world really was, and like now. So if I honestly could go back, I would have waited to have a kid. That's probably the biggest thing.
Definitely fair. Mine really wasn't my choice, but I definitely agree with that. I mean, I was still older.
You had a choice.
Nah, I had no choice. There's some circumstances surrounding that situation that I ain't gonna bring up because I respect you and I know you're gonna be watching. But, you know, some other circumstances dealing with that. But I was 26, so I was a cool age. I just still wasn't ready for it. But it's like you never ready. You know, you just kind of gotta roll with the punches. Because I don't think there's a handbook to be a fucking parent. People can tell you their experiences, but everybody's different. Every child is different. Every upbringing is different. Every background story and history and traumas and all of that is different. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can get advice and you can take some of that shit, but it's all trial and error with these kids.
And I feel like that too definitely just plays a part. Like trauma is like the biggest thing because it's like for example, like my daughter's father, right? Like he's not in her life at all. Like hasn't been since she was 2 years old, and that's by his choice, right? But I feel like the trauma that he endured as a kid plays into like what like what now my daughter is experiencing, right? Because like his dad wasn't in his life. He was kind of in and out. And so then now it's like he's like not in her life at all.
No excuse. My father was murdered when I was 4, and I'm dad, you know. I'm a real father out here. So
Everybody doesn't have that mindset though.
yeah, no, I didn't know how to really deal with it or how to do it or how to combat my intrusive thoughts, but I managed. I'm here, you know. He's 8. He's healthy, doing well in school, good at sports, you know. Everything I could have asked for. I'm trying. It's his team now.
Takes a village.
Right. So what would you tell your younger self if you could talk to you right now, if you were sitting right in front of you right now at whatever age?
I would tell myself, my younger self, to stay grounded and really like don't give up on what you really want to do and think about your future more. Because I don't think I really thought about my future. I was kind of just living in the present. Yeah. And I wasn't thinking like, where am I going to be in 10 years? Because I was like sitting there and I was like, damn, I graduated high school 10 years ago. I definitely didn't think I was going to be right here in 10 years, you know? Like that went by so fast. And it's just crazy. Like, no, I would definitely tell myself, like, you need to work harder, like, at a younger age. Mm-hmm. But then, like, and not let little things, like, get to you. Like, just focus on you.
Yeah, 10 years goes by fast.
It really does.
Like, the last interview I did, I didn't realize I've even known that person over 10 years. Until we started doing the math. And I was like, well, shit, I met you before my son, and my son about to be 8.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it's been 10 years is crazy.
Time goes by.
I ain't gonna tell y'all when I graduated, but no. See, I've been graduated for 16 years. That's and
It's
not
like,
damn sure.
that's
ain't-
old.
Don't do that. I'm not where I expected to be. I don't know where I expected to be honest. Like, you know, when they come and ask you, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? I never had a straight answer. It wasn't no football player, wasn't no basketball player. I was just, I would say stupid shit like a horse. I don't know. Yeah. That was,
You know, though, when, like, people ask, like, what's your 5-year plan or something like that? Like, I have no idea.
yeah.
Like, I'm barely working on, like, I'm trying to get through the next, like, 6
5
months.
days, right? Fuck.
Okay, days,
Yeah.
months. I could think, like, 6 months, like, where I, like, you know, try to plan out where I want to be, but years, I can't.
Yeah,
There's
even
no way.
planning, like even this wasn't planned. It was a thought, and I had a plan for it, but it never manifested how I wanted to manifest it because I'm a procrastinator. Yet again,
me
we're
too.
gonna bring that back up. I'm a procrastinator, and my therapist kind of got on my ass, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it now. And just kind of jumped out there, and you know, here we are. Y'all tuned in. I appreciate everybody that's tapped in and, you know, responded and all the great feedback I've gotten for it. Because I'm here for it. Y'all here for it. We here for it.
It's cool hearing different people's stories because you never know where somebody comes from. Like, you know, just like all the people that like we encounter, you never know where they started, where they want to go or whatever. And that's why, like, kind of like in my, like where we work at, you know, like in my career path, that's why I like doing what I do because I see and meet different people every day. And I get to, like, talk to them and see, like, how'd you end up here? You know, like, I know how I ended up here. Like,
Right.
How did you end up here? And, like, what's your plan? So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of different paths. And then it's crazy how linked we are.
Yeah.
You never know. Like, you get to talking to people and people or know different stuff about. And it's crazy because I've ran into people that know different things or know people that I be around or even know some shit about me that they didn't even know they knew about me because they didn't know I was HollaTheTruth, the producer, the graphic artist, the rapper.
Okay.
I hate that word. The artist. Keep it there. But a lot of people didn't know until they heard. Like, even people that I've been around. Like, I bowl a lot. People at the bowling alley, you know, we start following each other on Instagram, and I'll post some of my previous stuff, and they be like, bruh, that was my shit. You did that? And so, yeah. But just, like, like I said, everybody has a story to tell. That's always a motto I lived with. Because everybody's different, you know.
Yeah.
We try to hold people to this idea that they've been through the same experiences we have. So we think people should think, act, do as we do. And that's not the case, because everybody's been through some different things in this world. And we need to be more graceful to that idea.
We need to be kind.
Yeah, we need to be a
People need
lot
to
more
be
kinder
kind
to each other. For sure.
That's definitely like something that I try to do every day.
Definitely.
Like, at least talk. Like, I like to just, just simple hello to somebody could change their day. Like, a small, short conversation doesn't have to be long, But sometimes people just be going through stuff, and they don't. And that one, like, hey, how you doing? Just.
Yeah. You don't know how many times people have told me, "Oh, you just made my day," just from simple, goofy shit at the drive-thru, at restaurants, at Walmart. I'm always joking and making jokes and flirting and all type of shit. And you never know how somebody's day is going and how that shit affects people. People really be affected by some of that. Mm-hmm. So I, go around try to pull out smiles when I can,
Try to brighten people's days.
Right. We all need some smiles and cries.
Smiles and cries.
Put the drink down, man. This motherfucker's is out of his
Hold
mind.
on, Lonzo. Hold on. Smiles and cries. Smiles and cries. Smiles and cries. I hear you.
Yeah, you gotta control your smiles and cries, because that's all you have, and nobody can take that away from you.
I don't want to cry.
Sometimes tears are a good thing.
Tears of joy.
Yes. But crying, even the sad crying, helps with some shit in the internals. I don't know the words. I don't know the medical terms, but it helps. So, how's your parental history? Your parents' relationship with you and you with your parents? How's that?
So I grew up in a 2-parent household. My parents are still together.
Parents have a real good marriage.
But when I was 24, I learned that my dad is not my biological dad.
Oh wow, that's hard. How did you deal with that? Damn, I wish I had known that before, because we could have got into that.
So I kind of like when you look at my family, it's kind of like, okay, clearly he doesn't look like he would be my father,
Damn white baby is that?
This is your baby, okay? He's just light-skinned.
But my entire life, he was there since my mom was pregnant with me. So that's, he raised me my whole life. So to me, I'm like, that's my dad, I never really questioned my parents about it, but I always felt like I was different because clearly I'm black, right? My siblings don't look like me.
Your dad's...
He's white. He's Mexican. He's very light complected.
White and Mexican mixed up.
He's white and Mexican.
Oh, okay.
And that is a white child. That is Caucasian from the mountains of Caucasus. That is a Slavic baby, a Viking from Iceland. That baby got 730 as a credit rating right now as an infant.
My mom is Mexican, but she's dark Mexican, right? Which I always felt like something was different about me, but I just never wanted to say anything to my parents. I just never was came out with it. But this is how the story happened was, my mom and my sister actually worked at the same place. And my mom had told somebody at the job that her oldest daughter had a different father and she didn't know how to tell me, right? I'm her oldest. And the person told my sister and my sister called me. So I immediately called my mom and she was like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, then why would this person say that, So I'm talking to her and she's steady denying it. No, that's not true. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay, if you're going to keep lying to me, I'm just not going to talk to you. So I hung up on her. Well, my dad called me and was like, hey, I'm going to come and have, we want to come talk to you. I still lived in Hayward at the time. And so they drove from Modesto to Hayward to come talk to me. And they told me like that he wasn't my biological father, that my mom didn't know who my biological father was. But her and my dad were together, and then they broke up. And in that short time they broke up, my mom got pregnant, and then they got back together. And so he made the decision that he was gonna raise me.
Can I ask a petty question?
Mm-hmm.
How many different people were in that scenario? Like she was just like Maury showing clear. Like, yeah, it could be Ted, John, Jacob, Will.
I don't want to bash my mom.
No, I just wanted to ask a petty question. You can leave it alone.
Yeah,
but
we'll just move. Yeah. We'll just move forward. Okay. So let's fast forward to now. So I'm actually like still like don't know who my biological father is, right? Like she kind of gave me like people who it could be.
Now, children, what do you say when you meet a nice man?
Are you my daddy?
And so I kind of started like doing my own digging. And one of the people who I've heard this name like growing up. I'm not gonna say the name, but I heard this name growing up. And so then one of my friends was actually dating this guy who owned a bar. And so she like posted the flyer for his bar, and on the bottom it said that man's name, who could possibly be. He was like a DJ, right? So I went to his page, I started like looking, then like when I was looking at the pictures, I'm like, we kind of resemble each other. So I just sent him a message, and I was just like, hey, you know, like this is my name, and like I don't know, do you know so and so? Did you go to this high school? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah, like I know your mom. And I was like, okay, I think you might be my dad. And he was like, okay, like let's do a DNA test. Like I think I might be your dad too. So we met up, we did the DNA test. We did a mouth swab one, but where we messed up is you're not supposed to eat before you do the test. He was eating and then like did the test. So the test came back inconclusive. So we have to do it again. So.
Oh, this is recent.
This is like less than a year ago.
And y'all ain't did it again?
I kind of like, well, since then, like I moved and like just a lot of stuff was going on. So I kind of just put it off.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses.
I put it off, procrastinated, right? I kind of was like, do I really care at this point? Like I do care to know, but it's like, I feel like it doesn't affect me that much to where like I really need to know. So I haven't really pressed it, honestly.
Do you feel like it will be something to affect you after you find out?
No, because I feel like I'm the kind of person who doesn't really hold stuff. Like, I don't really like hold grudges or like let things like really bother me like that. So it'll be like, okay, I know, cool. Moving forward, continue on my day. Like, it's not gonna like.
But you're still gonna look at the other guy as your dad.
Yeah, like that's my dad. He raised me.
You
know, like he's been there for everything. That's my dad. I love him to death. So it's just like. Just more so, like, I wanted to know, like, who I really am, like, where I come from, like, my genetics and things like that. That's more so why I wanted to know. But it doesn't really make a difference.
That's a very interesting story. Had I known that, that's what this would have been about. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You might have to double back because I'm going to have some new questions.
Okay, that's fine.
But moving on for today's interview. Do you feel like you were raised on love or survival?
Oh. I feel like mainly survival. Because my parents were young and they had 4 kids. My mom had, me and my sister are 11 months apart. We're 14 months apart. And then my brother is 3 years younger than me. And then my other sister, like, she has a gap. She's 8 years younger than us. So I definitely see the difference, like, from how we were raised to how she was raised, right? 'Cause she has a whole, like, 8 years. So I definitely feel like when I was growing up, it was about survival. It was more so, like, this is what we're doing. You know, like, I remember my parents working a lot and just, it's, like, crazy. I think about it now because I'm like, I used to babysit my siblings and I was, like, 8.
Me too.
And that, like 8, 7, 5 and like a baby. Like, what the hell is that about? I would never do that now, you know, but like to my kids, but I'm like, to them that was normal. That's not normal.
Nah, I think that was normal for...
That's insane.
Like, your parents should be about Generation X, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Close to the 50s, 40s.
Yeah. They're like late 40s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that might have been a thing.
I know, but that's so weird. Like,
to us. But at that time,
it was
a little
normal.
different. And the internet wasn't a thing.
Right.
It's hard to leave kids alone now with this internet shit. So, I can see why. And, you know, they had to go do their shit.
Yeah.
They had to go get the money and take care of what they needed to take care of. And, well, she about old enough. We done trained her right.
Right.
Learn. We can take that as they had
the kids.
A lot of respect for us. Like, they understood that we were probably
mature
enough to handle the situations correct.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like
it's crazy though. Being in single digits, taking care of siblings. It's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah, that's
coming
wild.
from that generation, our generation growing up. Like, I can name several people that had to do the same shit.
I believe it. I know there's a lot of people, but it just seems so crazy to me. Like, I was talking to my mom about it, like something like that recently, because I was like, when I was in middle school, I'm like, how old were you? She was like 30, 31. I'm like, and that is insane, girl, that you had a middle schooler at 30, 31, right? Because I'm 20, I'm gonna be 29. I'm like, no, like, I couldn't imagine, you know?
So imagine me and my grandma are 32 years apart. It's crazy. Yeah. When I did the math on that, I said, 32 years? My
crazy.
Grandma? So you were a grandma at 32.
Right. That's crazy
to think about in, like, actuality.
That's
like,
insane.
Yeah, it threw me off.
What was going on there?
I've been on a trip ever since. Like, damn, that is wild.
But I think, like, how do...
Because I'm 34, and a grandpa would be crazy.
Right. Like, what?
Sheesh.
No way. But I feel like once I got into, like, late middle school, high schoolish, it wasn't so much, like, survival no more. We were kind of chilling, you know? So it was, like, different. Like, our relationships with each other became a little different. But I feel like now, my relationship with my parents it's not bad, but it's not as close as I feel like we could be. I don't really see them that often anymore because I don't really live where they live, but I feel like our relationship could definitely be better.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So, What about your relationship history with spouses? I have to be gender neutral because of where we are now.
Okay.
You don't have to
Relationship
give
history.
names and just some background on relationships.
Okay. So I feel like my first serious relationship was with my daughter's father. And I actually met him when I was 12 years old, when I was in middle school. And then we had a kid at 19. Not a good relationship. Horrible, okay? We lacked communication. We were not striving for anything. We were broke. Like, we lived with his mom.
We were teenagers.
Yeah, like, it was just like we had
Give
nothing.
some grace to yourself.
No, but it was like, it was just like, what? Like, this was not a relationship. Like, what was this, you know?
Yeah, looking back at it.
Yeah.
But in the moment.
And I'm like, oh, I was literally insane. Like, what was I doing? Like, now, like, when I think back to, like, what the hell was wrong with you? But then, that was, like, everything, you know? It's weird. And then after that, I was actually single for 6 years until I met my now relationship. And I will say that 6 years that I had, because I had I broke up with my daughter's father because it was very toxic. And we had like broke up many times and got back together, you know, but it was like, now we have a kid. So now I'm leaving, packing all my stuff, getting on the BART with my kid in a stroller. Like, that's too much. That's too much. And so my best friend, actually, who was supposed to be here today, it played a big part in helping me get out of that. So, like, I wanted to give my daughter a 2-parent household, as a lot of people do, you know? So I kind of was putting up with a lot of it. And it was just, like, a lot of, like, cheating and just toxic. Like, it wasn't really physical. Like, he never really, was abusive. He was verbally abusive, but not really physical. But it was just very toxic. And I didn't want to leave because I wanted my daughter to have both of her parents. And then my best friend really just, like, helped me realize, like, dude, this is not, like, your daughter can have both her parents, but you guys do not have to be together. And so she actually was like, you can come and stay with me. Like, she had a 1-bedroom apartment. She was like, you can move in with me and we can figure it out. Like, we can get our shit together, get a bigger place, and, you know, you don't have to do this. And I was like, all right. So I did that.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
Because, you know.
It's hard.
Yeah, definitely. And
16 years.
A lot of people wouldn't
been my
have
girl
put
right there.
themselves in that predicament.
Yeah.
So,
and
shout out to...
Oh, why do you use her name?
I can bleep it. Don't worry.
Oh, no. Yeah, shout out to her anyways, because she really helped me. Her and her mom. Like, her mom, that's my girl right there. To this day, like, they mean a lot to me. Like, but they really helped me. And she helped me, like, really see my potential. And she was like, you could be doing so much more than just sitting here. Like, you let this man, like, really just bring you down.
Jody just want to play with your life and string you along at his convenience. He probably with his other baby mama when he ain't with you.
Please believe he don't love that hoe.
Oh, but he loved you though, huh? You need to check him.
Because he was the type, like, he didn't want me working certain places because he's very insecure. Like, he didn't want me talking to men. Or, like, he didn't want, like, if I worked at a job, he also wanted to work at the job. And it was just like, it's too much. Like,
what's his sign?
He's a Taurus.
Run from Taurus.
Fast.
Sorry, baby mama.
Oh, your baby mama's a Taurus? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Look, when's her birthday?
May.
His was May 1st. And you know what's crazy? My sister's May 14th. My sister's also a Taurus. But that's my best friend. Like, me and my sister are like this. But him, I'll be ready to fight him. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah,
we don't talk.
That's good.
But yeah, so that was like probably like sitting when I would think about that relationship. I was like, this is not something that I ever want to be in again. So I kind of like, you know, set boundaries and goals for myself. And so that 6 years that I was single, I was really working on myself because I didn't want to get into that same type of situation.
Self-work.
And so the relationship I'm in now is honestly like the best relationship I've ever been in.
Well, since you jumped right ahead, relationship status.
Oh, you asked me about my relationship.
History. Now we talking about status.
Okay.
So how's your relationship now? You said you're in a good place?
Yeah. We're in a really good place. And it was really different because I've never been with somebody who had kids. And he has 3 kids. And all our kids are kind of the same age. So that was different. But it's good. And I like it.
Time out. Like they just close in age? Or like they all 9?
So my daughter's about to be 9. His son is about to be 9 in April. Then his other daughter is going to be 9 in July. And then his oldest will be 12 in November.
Can I get petty again? That wasn't a red flag?
No.
Okay. I don't know. It's giving red flag, but you got it. I mean, you happy, so that it obviously wasn't. It worked out.
Yeah.
You know? Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to us. Yeah, I love us.
So
very much my man.
My man. Shout out to my man.
Oh, look who's calling.
Yo, man.
No, my best friend.
Oh. We ain't answering now.
I'm gonna answer it. Hello, I'm in the middle of this podcast, and we very much just shouted you out, and Use your government. Okay.
Wow.
And very much use your name, okay?
I'm gonna bleep it out though. Don't worry.
Okay, I'll call you after. Bye.
Well, there she goes, you know? Speak people into existence.
Yeah.
So how did you learn how to love a man?
How to learn how to love a man? I honestly just thought about, like, what would I want? Like, how would I want to be loved?
Oh, Lord.
That's how I thought about it. And then, like, you know, I don't even know how to say it. Really just how I thought about it was, like, how would I want somebody to love me? That's how I could imagine somebody would want to be loved.
Wouldn't necessarily use that tactic because
okay, that's you.
I'm just saying for the people, not for you. It obviously is working for you, so you got that. But I wouldn't recommend that because everybody's not receptive to the love that you feel like you want.
Yeah.
Everybody's love languages is different. You know, you might like gifts. I don't know too many dudes whose gift giving is high on their priority list, but gift receiving, should I say, is high on the priority list. But, you know, you just got to know your person is really what you should strive for, to learn this person.
Okay.
You don't always get back the love that you give out, you know. And
that is true. But, okay, like, my person... That's like you say, get to know him, right? Like I have like a list, like kind of like this, right, in my phone of just like things that I've learned about him over time. Like, for example, like the kind of sandwich that he likes to get.
Man, how did you know I was hungry? I ain't ate nothing this morning. You trying to kill me?
You know, like I have it like written down, like to a T, or like what size clothes he wears, or whatever. Just little things. So it's like if I'm ever out and like it comes up in my mind, like boom, I don't have to call and be like, hey, what size pants you wear? Like I could just buy the pants and be like, surprise, I bought you some pants.
That's what you fit. That's so terrible.
Let me go and see if there's some help out there.
However,
is he receptive to that?
Yeah, but I don't really like to buy him clothes too much because we definitely have a different style. And like how I would dress him, he does not dress. Like, he'd be like, nah. Like, he'll take my outfit, like pieces of the outfit that I picked out for him and like scrap the rest.
Not her trying to play Barbie.
I do. He's trying to dress my man, but he do
Shout
not
out to
like
Ken,
it.
you know.
He was like, girl, what is this outfit? I'm not wearing this. Oh, like, okay, so another time I seen a have you seen those hat bouquets that people be making for their men? It'll be like, yeah, they put like different hats like with flowers.
No.
So I tried to do that. And then he was like,
he looked at you like,
this is so nice.
I'm going to appreciate it because it was you and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but...
He didn't like the hat.
Yeah.
And he told me that. He was like, I don't really like the hat. And I was like, okay, then take it back. And get a different hat.
Attitude. Why you want to
like, get a different hat that you like then. Like, because I don't want you to not, like, I'd rather him tell me that he didn't like the hat because then it's just going to sit there and not be worn. He'd be like, no, I don't really like the hat. Okay, well, then we'll just get you a different hat that you like.
Yeah, that's like one of my things. I always tell people, don't buy me shit if I ain't specifically said I wanted it. Because I will tell you I don't like it, or I will tell you that I don't want it. Not to be ungrateful, but I'm not just going to accept something. And I don't want you to think that that's going to be a thing and that you can keep doing it.
Yeah.
Nah, if I didn't specifically say I needed or wanted this, I'm probably not going to be receptive to you giving it to me. Even if it's something you were thinking of me and was like, oh, wait, he might like this. Nah, if he didn't say he wanted, he probably don't want it. Me, specifically. I stand firm on that belief. So, yeah, no gifts over here. It's like number 5
I'm
on
definitely
my
a
list.
gift giver.
Yeah. See? So, people get that misconstrued, too. We talk about, like, our love languages, but we don't talk about how we project love language.
Yeah.
Like, people don't really got that concept down. Like, okay, this is what I like, but this is what I give in return. And for you, obviously, you give what you want. Well, I mean, you give what you want to.
No, because I don't really like gift receiving.
Next question. Oh, Lord. Where's the therapy question at?
Moving on.
We'll get to that.
Let's go.
So, what do you think men want from women?
Oh, I don't know. Everybody's different. I really don't know, because sometimes I be sitting there like, you know, when you look, like when you scroll through Instagram, you watch these like different interviews and stuff, and then you like listen to what these women and these men are saying. I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you literally sound crazy. Like, what the fuck? But what was this one that I was watching the other day, and I was like, I cannot. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now. But anyways, I think men want security. They want to be secure in some kind of way.
That's a woman thing.
No, I think men want it too.
What kind of security?
Like in their personal life.
Okay. You know, and elaborate.
I think that the problem with a lot of this is like when like sex gets in the way. I think that's like a big thing that's always like in the media, in the music, in everywhere. And so when you take that away, like what else is there for a lot of men? A lot of people don't talk about a lot of different shit besides that.
Yeah. Men are pretty sexual beings. It's like the first door that needs to be opened to get through.
That man is never gonna fucking leave you. If you fuck his brains out, don't cause problems, and help him, men are not difficult. Like, you can get any man that you want.
Because me personally, I don't like waiting to have sex because post-nut syndrome is a thing. And if I'm not interested in you after that, then I just wasted a whole bunch of time. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to, you know, I don't like wasting time. So I'm going to get in there and figure it out. And then if I can still like you after that, then we might got something going. But
that's so shallow.
No, it's not. That's the truth. And a lot of men think like that.
Yeah,
and they won't
but they're
say
just like, ugh. Like,
that's
why
not
does,
us.
like...
Mostly true. Men gauge a woman's interest and attraction in him by what she is willing to do with him sexually. It's been very well documented, and I think all men understand this on like a gut level.
So you would waste time dealing with somebody, okay, I like you, then we have sex, and now I don't really know how I feel about you. That could have been clouding my judgment. I seen a meme that what would be the first thing you do if you won $10 million? And it said, I'll masturbate to get some post-nut clarity before I make any moves. You know, that's a real thing. That's a thing? Post-nut clarity, for sure. I've definitely looked at some things afterwards and was like, what are you doing, brother? Why would you do that to this woman? Yeah, so post-nut clarity is definitely a thing. And if we can figure it out after that, that's a thing. But I'm not with the waiting. Even though the ones that kind of made me wait, I ended up liking in general. And then it wasn't because they made me wait. I think because of the chase, I'm competitive. So it felt like a competition. Like, all right, she ain't, all right, I'm going to show her, or I'm going to get it. And yeah. And then by then it was kind of like, all right, I like you a little bit. It gets difficult. But yeah, as an adult, where I'm at now, let's get this out the way so I can see what it is that I'm actually trying to figure out. Because if I don't get it out the way, that's going to be the first thing on my mind. That's going to be the thought. Like, all right, like, yeah, I get to know people all the damn time. You just look like you seen a mouse on my floor. That's crazy.
No, I actually burped, and so I went this way because I don't want to be rude.
But yeah,
not a mouse.
I just try to get that out the way. That's one of my things. I don't know. And if it's not up to par, there's another issue at hand. And now we got some backtracking to do and some figuring out to do.
When a woman is the nastiest, sluttiest version of herself possible, what she's functionally communicating with her behavior, which is the only thing that really matters, not with her words, but with her actions, that you are the most desirable man I've ever met. And I am willing to break the rules for you that I strongly rigidly enforce with all other men. And that's going to play to a man's ego.
Which is crazy because my best man was just talking about this. I'm not married, by the way. I just call him my best man because if I do decide or am convinced to get married, that's going to be
not convinced.
Jesus. That's what it is. You know, you have to convince the other person that you're worthy of being married. People don't like the word because of the connotation, but that's essentially what it is.
Crazy to convince somebody.
So he brought up, damn, I forgot where I was. I got sidetracked. Anyways, moving on. Sorry.
I literally do that all the time too.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably from smoking.
So what does your parental history, like what part does it play in your relationship? Let's go from that first relationship to this relationship. Like what role did that play in those relationships?
Wait, I just got stumped for sure. Okay, like wait. What do you mean parental history? Like my parents' history?
Yeah, like how you grew up. You know,
like how did their what they had,
what they taught, and what you've learned.
Okay, so definitely based nothing off of what they had on my relationship at all, because no.
So what were your expectations of relationship?
I didn't really, honestly, I didn't even know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even really know what a relationship was. It was just kind of like, oh, I missed the whole piece of that. So, well, I told y'all that we met in like middle school. You know, it's like little boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever shit. Well, we always had kept in touch when I moved, but we weren't like together. But I would always talk to his mom, right? Mm-hmm. Like me and his mom were so cool.
You ain't stupid, Yvette. You're just in love with a man. Whew. When you in love with a man, he can make you feel high.
All the time. So when I was like 19, yeah, I had went out with my cousin and like one of her cousins, and we ended up getting pulled over. This whole thing happened. It was like in the car, and he got arrested for some other shit. And so the weed that was in the car, because it was my car, they were like, you have to take the rap for it, basically, or we're gonna tow your car. And so I was like, okay, well then this is my fucking weed. Like, you can tow my car. First of all, I'm hella broke. Like, I ain't got no money. You can't tow this. I need this. This is how I'm getting around. So then that day, my mom was like, no, you're hella stupid. Like, you get the fuck out of my house, right? So there's like this whole thing, like, this hella shit happened. So she would like kick me out of her house. And so the only place I knew was him. So I called his mom. I didn't even call him. I called his mom. And she was like, come over. Like, it's fine. You can stay here. About 3 weeks later, I was pregnant.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So that was like, so it kind of just like happened, you know? Like it just, something that I took one situation and I went to another situation, basically. But I didn't really have any expectations or really know what to expect from a relationship because I had never really been in a real relationship before. This, honestly, is probably my real first relationship that's like been successful and like we work towards things. Like other relationships, I feel like haven't really been like that.
But growing up in a 2-parent household, you didn't see like things that you wanted and things that you didn't want.
So I did, right? But then once I got older, that was like, this isn't real. This is like a for show type of thing. Or this is like, you know, y'all have a lot of issues going on in your marriage that like people didn't know about. I didn't know about. And now that I'm older, I see it. And I'm like, hell to the no. Like, this is not no shit that I want to go through.
You think relationships don't have issues?
Yeah, of course they do. But like the type of things that were happening, I was like, I didn't have any idea about this stuff. So I don't want to get too much in because it's not my relationships. But
we won't do that.
But definitely, I don't look at them for any kind of relationship advice. like at all. At all.
Not anything to learn from, even though it's
Yeah,
not
what
you
not to
want.
do.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
you don't ever try to break that down with them, unpack that. You should probably get in some conversations, because it might be some shit that you could take from it and help you with what you got going on now.
Maybe.
Teach
I don't
his
think
own.
so.
You got it, folk. I ain't gonna,
I'm okay. I like to stay away from whatever they got going on.
Got it. So, what's your idea of cheating? Because you mentioned cheating. What's the idea there? What is cheating to you?
I think that cheating begins when you start giving yourself to somebody else, like your mindset, your time, like you setting aside time to make with somebody else, and whether it be having conversations, going to dinner, lunch, whatever, just besides the sexual part. I mean, I feel like obviously sex plays a big role in cheating, but I feel like it starts with the conversations.
Not always.
Huh?
Not always.
It does. It starts somewhere. Somewhere you started a conversation which made you then want to spark to be talking to this person more than you talk to your spouse.
I don't know. I done cheated and met a girl that day. It really wasn't too much conversation.
Okay, but what did you do? You had sex. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the second part of cheating, or the first part, or whatever part. It's a part of it, but I feel like a biggest part, like when you're cheating, is like you talking to somebody else. Communication.
I ain't gonna challenge the idea because I don't want to get internet bashed, but it's a thing. So do you let your boyfriend cheat?
Let him cheat?
Do you let him have sex with other women?
Yeah, I do. 'Cause I like to have sex with women too. Yeah.
So what about marriage? What's your ideas on marriage? Do you want to be married?
I do want to be married.
Do you know why you want to be married?
Why do I want to be married? I do know that like right now I don't feel like I'm ready to be married, because I don't feel like I'm where I need to be, and like when I want to be married, why I want to be married, because I want to like continue to build and grow with somebody. But I feel like you don't have to be married to do that, which is why I don't feel like I need to be married right now.
Okay.
Right? So I feel like we can do all the things that you want to do in a marriage, right? You want to buy houses, you want to own businesses, you can do all that without having to be married. So
that, though, is a reason to get married.
Yeah.
When you have all of these
after you have all the
things
stuff, like,
established with one another.
Build yourself up, like
get
to that point.
I had to argue with people all the time about two motherfuckers that want to work at Wendy's all the rest of their life don't need to be getting married.
Yeah, what are you doing there?
Because we have this preconceived notion that marriage is about love. And to an extent, I guess you can say it is, but the idea of marriage has nothing to do with love, based on the fact that the government can sanction and outlaw who gets married.
Yeah.
So if it was about love, they couldn't.
Everybody could get married.
No, you guys
then.
Aren't in love, so you can't get married, which is crazy.
It's not always about love either, because you see these people like 90 Day Fiance and shit like that, right? They just meet and get married, and it's not always about love, but.
So my idea is that things should be established first. Mm-hmm. There should be some type of sense made about getting married. Like, we're in a generation where people are looking at other generations and think that that's how life is now, when circumstances are not the same.
Definitely not.
I'm gonna speak to the women on this one. Don't come for me, but I'm tired of the idea of women comparing what we have now to what they had then, when it's not the same. It's not even comparable. Why? Because women can go do things on their own. They can survive on their own now, to an extent. But they can obtain financial freedom, and they didn't have them resources back then. They kind of had to deal with what was handed to them.
In that day, it was extremely difficult, if not impossible, for a woman to earn her own money and to survive in society without the protection or provision of a man or a governmental program that served as its surrogate. And all of those things have changed. The reason why commitment was required before sex was because the stakes of a woman becoming pregnant outside of marriage were extremely high. And it was upheld socially because if that man couldn't be persuaded or coerced to commit, then that single unwed mother and her children would have become society's problem. So all of these things have changed. Women can and do earn their own money. There are all kinds of governmental programs to subsidize single mothers. Men, whether they commit to this arrangement or not, are legally required to give women child support for the children that they sire, in some cases even for the children that they don't. So the circumstances for requiring commitment prior to sex have shifted.
And if you let that man go, you probably
didn't have much.
Didn't have shit to your name, you know, and then you got to raise the kids. And
see,
so
that's one thing I don't think I could ever do is be like a stay-at-home mom. No type of like income, like just stay home and just let somebody take care of me. I could not do that.
Do you feel like that creates an imbalance in your relationship?
Definitely.
With you working?
With me working?
Yeah, like with you going to get your own shit.
No, actually, I don't. And
you know, we have this men are the providers, and
I see that, and like I hear it, but it's like, or like when people be like, if he ain't got no money, like I'm not fucking with him, like. What do you have? Like, you know, you both equally need to have something to bring to the table. Like, I like working. I don't mind, like, sometimes, you know, everybody be like, I don't want to go to work type of shit. But, like, I like to go to work and, like, talk to people and just be out and then come home, you know? Like, that's, like, our away time. We don't always need to be together. Space is good for relationships. Some people don't do that.
Man caves are a thing. I didn't realize that until I was older. But I used to treat my car like my man cave, and I didn't really understand that fully until I got older. Like when I was in relationships, I would stay in my car for hours.
It's like you just gathering your own self, like being with yourself for a little bit,
being up on top of somebody all the time.
Or like, you know how like women get mad when like men play video games, like type of shit. I don't care. Like when my man plays video games, I do not care. Like play your game. Like it doesn't bother me at all. Like that's his thing, you know? Like when we have our time when we watch movies or go out to eat or do whatever it is that we do, like when he wants to play his game, he plays his game. Like my thing when I want to do something, like I like to do my hair and my makeup, you know? He doesn't ever be like, why are you in there doing your hair? Like come in here. Like he doesn't do stuff like that. Like so I don't bother him like with his game either. Like that's where he has his little time. Hey, I don't understand why women get so mad about that.
I really haven't even heard of stories with women getting mad about that. Like
I've seen
in real life. I've seen like on the internet and shit, but
no, real life I've heard it too.
Oh, well.
I don't get it. Like try to limit their time and stuff. Right? I don't know. Yeah. I have a question for you. How do you feel about like 50-50 in a relationship? Do you think that's a thing?
So this plays a part into my history.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was the breadwinner.
Okay.
So I've always kind of gravitated towards women that go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Where we are now in life, I feel like the 50-50 thing makes sense. Or even if we 0-100 or 60-40, if we work, if we're together and we need to figure this shit out. Maybe I lose my job and now you got to be the whole 100.
Right.
Maybe you lose your job and now I got to figure out how to be the whole 100. I myself wasn't raised to be a man because it was my mom. Mm-hmm. So I'm still learning how to be a man my damn self. Like I didn't really have father figures I didn't have people to look up to like, okay, I want to be like this is how a man should do. This is what a man should do. I've seen very toxic relationship patterns in history. Mm. And like I said, I seen my mom be the breadwinner. So the idea of like being a man is skewed. Like I know what it looks like for me to kind of want to be, but circumstances don't always fit into that category. and I'm a bit stubborn. So I sit with the idea that it doesn't have to, I don't have to be the provider. It, you know, if the shit don't work out how it's supposed to work out, then that's not the person that it's supposed to work out with.
I feel like too, the word provider, right? It doesn't always have to be financial.
True.
And I feel like a lot of people don't see that. Like when people hear provider, they always think of like, what is this person doing for me financially?
Correct.
That's not always the case though. Like you said, sometimes it has to be 60-40, 70-30, whatever the case may be. Like personally, like what's my, like for me and my man, like what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. Like, you know, we're like, if he lost his job, like I'm not about to be like, peace the fuck out, I'm out of here on you because you lost your job. Like you said, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna work it out. We'll work. Same thing for me, right? Obviously, if I lost my job, he's not gonna be like, get the fuck out.
Right.
Like this is new for us too. Like we recently moved in together. That was another thing of me like in the relationships because I had my own place, you know, like I never lived with anybody really on my own either because the last person I lived with was my daughter's dad and we live with his mother. So it's never like us living on our own. So me like moving out of my space, like that was like letting go of like a part of my independence, you know, but I trusted him enough like to do that, to let that go and like be like, okay, I'm gonna move in with him and we're gonna have this, like this is what we're creating now. So I feel like I just lost my train of thought.
Moving in and how y'all felt.
Yeah, it's you have to really be like open-minded for stuff like that. Like you never know what's gonna happen, so you know it's always not gonna be like 50-50, or he's not always going to be the one to give 100%, you know? Yeah. And I don't feel like they should either. I don't feel like a man should have to pay all the bills and pay everything like that. Why did they have to carry that responsibility?
Because
like,
we're men.
That's stupid.
Yeah, you know,
I hate when people say that. That's the dumbest thing. Like, men should not always carry all the financial responsibility. Like, women, there's no problem with you paying some bills and paying or going half on the fucking rent. There's nothing wrong with that, especially in this economy that we live in nowadays.
Yes, because we have this idea that everybody's supposed to be rich.
Definitely not. We're not rich.
If everybody was rich, then she wouldn't look how it looks right now. Somebody has to be at the bottom and somebody got to be at the top. All men don't make six figures, especially black men. Mm-hmm. Even then, so 6 figures is chump change now.
It's not a lot.
Yeah, 6 figures ain't really that much. So y'all want a nigga to be a nigga and a businessman and a working career guy is crazy.
And the time. And they want the time.
And you want the time. And you don't want him to cheat. So you want to just be you, and he only wants you, but he has to do all of this other shit to keep you is crazy when it's crazy. Somebody requiring less for more.
Yeah.
Trust me. It's out there. So if you got a good person, hold on to him. It's spicy out here. It's real tough, especially in the single world. I've been single for about 2 years-ish, pushing 2 years. Obviously still healing because my ex did a number on me. We did a number on each other, but, you know, she's happily married now. I'm still over here trying to get myself together with some of that shit. But, yeah, you know, if you find a good person, hold on to them because it's dangerous out here.
It's not dangerous.
Yeah, it gets spicy out here for sure. I'm gonna just go jumping. So we talked about your past. We talked about your present. So given your future, what are you now striving for?
One thing I'm really striving for is like to build my credit. I feel like growing up, that's one thing I did not know anything about. And I would say
not taught financial literacy
at all. But even like from my parents, like to this day, they are not financially literate, like themselves, you know? And so honestly, like one of the biggest people I would say that I've learned so much from is my brother. And my brother is younger than me. He's 3 years younger than me. but he is very smart and he's very good with money, and he's taught me a lot. So I feel like since me and my man moved in together too, I became a lot more financially responsible. Because I would be like, I want it, I'll make the money back. That's my problem. So now I'm like, no, I need to build my credit. That's my biggest goal because I want to buy a house. I don't know if I want to buy a house in California because it's kind of crazy out here. But I definitely want to buy some property. And I want to have another kid.
Okay. So you triggered a thought, and I got a question. Backtracking.
Okay.
You said you let your man sleep with other women. Does he let you sleep with other men?
No, but I also don't want to.
Okay. Just a question that popped up.
I'm like, that's whoa. You bounced all the way back.
I bounced back on that one because I just thought about that. But yeah. So
no, I never, honestly, I don't ever think about sleeping with other men. But I am attracted to women. So it doesn't bother me like us talking about women. Like if we see a girl that look good, you know, we'd be like, damn, she look good. Like we both looking at her. Like it doesn't bother me at all. And so like, you know, like we'll sleep with her together.
So what if somebody came along? Do you think he'd be receptive? What if you just kind of was like, if Chris Brown was like, you know, what's up? Come figure this out.
No.
You don't think he would be receptive?
Either of the two.
You have a celebrity crush?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that I could think of.
Back to the Future.
I'm like,
that was a thought that popped in my head.
Mm-mm.
So, career goals. Do you have any career goals? You don't have to talk about where you work. But do you have like a goal towards something career-y?
Career-y.
Career-y. That's a new word. Coined it.
Yeah. Well, like in the job that we work, I do have goals there, right? So I do plan. I say I plan. I really manifest this every day. To be salary. That's where I'm at right now. I feel like I've worked my way to where I'm at now, and it's comfortable. And like I'm almost like to where this job where I'm at now should be salary, because it's like I can only work, like we don't get overtime or anything, you know? So it's like my check is always the same anyway. So it's like just stamp the salary and give me like 10% more. That'd be great. That's kind of like where I'm at right now. Hopefully within the next couple months. That's the plan so far. But beyond that, I kind of plan on staying at this place where we're at for a while, just because it'll give me a chance to build towards my other goals, like buying a house and restarting like with my lashes and stuff like that. I don't really think I'm gonna start doing people's lashes again, because from working where we work, I developed carpal tunnel, and so like doing the lashes on people, my hands be going numb, and it's just kind of a lot.
Yeah, I got carpal tunnel tendonitis.
Right,
my body is
beat up. That's
getting
why.
old is a thing. Stay young while you can, if you can.
But
sheesh.
I think that I do want to like still kind of be in like the beauty industry though. Like that's my goal. Like I really like doing hair. Not hair. Let me stop right there. I like to install wigs. Right. I change my hair all the time.
You can do beard wigs? Because
I've never tried that.
Sometimes I be trying to do my own shit, and I have to go to my person.
That is not a wig.
Temu. Straight from Temu.
That's disgusting.
I'm just playing.
You know, you see those people on Instagram that be putting those on, and I wonder, like, that has got to itch your face pretty badly.
I would assume so, because the real one itch, so I don't see how the fake one don't. But to each his own. My beard is not from Temu, as you heard in the last interview.
That would be weird.
So, what do you think needs to change to get where you want? Change about you or for you? No, change about you, because for you is a different thing. It's kind of out of your control.
Change about me. I just need to be more disciplined, honestly, and I need to stop procrastinating.
Sounds like Holla, huh?
I procrastinate
to reiterate, the best version of you is on the other side of discipline. I need to coin a quote for procrastination.
Mhm.
But yes, the best version of you is on the other side of discipline. We got to figure that out. Me specifically, there's some discipline that really needs to get going because I get to being on bullshit way too often and way too soon. And I break not all the things, but I break a lot of the habits I try to stop. I end up breaking them. Like my masturbation thing, broke that. I don't even know how long that lasted. It was supposed to be a whole year thing ish. I don't even think it lasted a month. But it's a coping mechanism at this point, and I'm still trying to figure that out. Still trying to figure out where that even comes from. I did see an interview of a guy talking about him watching porn when he was left at home alone, and I used to kind of break in my mama's stash when I was at home alone and get it in by myself at home alone.
That's crazy. You hear that a lot.
It might be a thing from that. But I'm still trying to figure it out. Still going through therapy and working through that to figure whatever this is I need to figure out about that and why I feel like I need to cope that way specifically. Because I thought it was weed, and I still haven't smoked weed since the first. So we almost 2 months in.
Wow.
But I've done 2 years without weed. 2 years without masturbating sounds crazy. For me personally.
That's crazy. That sounds crazy to you. I seen a post that was like for 800 million, like, would you not like have sex or anything for 2 years?
Dead.
I would do it.
Shit.
I would survive, and I'll be like,
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and nut that out the drain because I ain't gonna get that one.
That's crazy.
800 million gone. That's
like
just where I'm at.
That would be an easy 800 million.
I don't have the discipline for that. 2 years is ridiculous. I'm gonna leave that comment to myself. But 2 years is crazy. I'm not here for it. So, my end all question. What is one truth people have a hard time accepting about you?
A truth that people have a hard time accepting about me? I don't really know. I think I'm too nice. A lot of people tell me that. Like, you're too nice. You need to stop being so nice.
Why?
I don't know. It bothers a lot of people that I'm nice. Like, my best friend, for example, she tells me all the time, like, you're too nice. You're too fucking nice. Like, you need to not be so nice. I'm like, I'm just, like, a nice person. Like, I just like to see people happy and, like, you know, not in a bad situation. Like, why is it a bad thing that I like to be nice to people?
Yeah, I'm stumped
I
there,
don't
too.
know. A lot of people say that. I don't really know about, like, a hard time accepting about me.
Because I'm the nicest asshole you ever meet.
I'm kind of stubborn.
You're stubborn?
Yeah. Kind of like when something's on my mind, it's like, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
But like, I kind of let it go though eventually. Like, so I don't. That's like a hard question. I've never really got that before.
That's why it's at the end.
Nobody's ever asked me that.
So maybe you can think about that, and when I bring it back to you about this parental situation.
Oh my God.
Because I think I want to tap back into that. I'm going to have to come up with some more strategic questions towards that. But this was a great interview. I think we got some good information out there. That's, my goal. Hopefully I help somebody. Hopefully she helps somebody. Hopefully you learn what not to do, what to do. Hopefully you learned anything. That's the goal. Learn something. Let's figure this out. So, like I say, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, eventually you're going to want to be here for this shit because it only gets better. It's only up from here. And I appreciate those of you that are tuned in and definitely tap in with every episode. I appreciate the new people that have seen this because of my special guest, Miss Theresa Marie. Still have a hard time saying that. But yes.
I don't know what that lady did to you, but...
Yeah, she did a number on me.
What's her sign?
She's an Aquarius.
Oh.
Yeah. But, with that being said, thank you, Miss Theresa Marie. Give you your flowers for showing up and being vulnerable. I really wasn't even expecting some of the shit I heard or expecting this to go as well as it did.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate you for pulling
thanks
up
for
on
having me.
Of course.
I appreciate it. A chance to, kind of talk about me, who I really am.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Maybe you watch it and actually learn some more shit about yourself that you didn't know you knew.
All right. We'll see.
Any further questions for me?
No.
No? Well, that being said, this is the Holla the Truth podcast, giving you the truth for the future, the present, and the past. But I gotta ask, can you handle it?